Hello, 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 and good evening, everybody watching from the UK. Good afternoon, good morning from other parts of the world, wherever you're watching from. And the web camera. Is the sound coming through now? Is it? 1 2 1 2. I've just been told the sound's not coming through. It should be. I can see indicators. My technical assistant in the background is telling me the sound wasn't coming through, but I'm hoping that it has. Okay, all right, cool. So apologies, guys, if the sound was coming through or wasn't coming through. I'm just checking on comments. Okay, good evening, good evening. Anyway, we haven't got into the juicy part yet, so don't worry, guys. What I want to share with you is just coming up. So let me recap just to go back over that, just for anybody if the sound wasn't coming through. So I'm going to touch back on a point that I wanted to share with you, is that whilst funnels are an amazing way to scale your business and remove the manual process of attracting new leads and automating your lead flow, it's not essential when you're starting out. So ideally, what I'm going to share with you is if you're in business and you've tried funnels, they haven't worked, or you'd like to attempt funnels, you'd like to get something done over this next lockdown and implement something, this is something for you. If you're under 100K, 200 or 300K, yeah, it's possible to continue to grow your business using organic methods, but it's just one of them things where you've got to understand that you're just trading time for money. There's nothing wrong with that. You just got to understand that that's what you're up against and that's the resource you're using. Whereas, if you use traffic, that's going to help you in terms of saving time. And some people think that it's better just to put the time in. And what I can say to you is that, you've only got so many days on this earth. So it's really up to you how you want to generate traffic. But I'm going to show you this funnel, these funnel steps, so that you can understand how to, I guess, capture and convert as best as possible the traffic that you're getting, whether it's organic or paid. So with that being said, you've probably come across this type of diagram before, and I don't want to insult your intelligence. I just want to kind of set the foundations and basics that, funnel is very simple. What you're trying to do is funnel people into an action that you want them to take. And ultimately, you do that through raising awareness, you gaining interest of that potential lead. That interest becomes a prospect where they make a decision, and finally they take an action, which is the final part of your funnel, where usually you're going to close that person, i.e. get them to buy something from you. And it's that simple. That's what a funnel is. But this is how it looks. And I'm sharing with you a very basic funnel because I guess what I've come across quite interesting. I get a lot of people, I'll just make sure I cut this back on screen. A lot of people, when they're looking at funnels, as I said to you, it's about awareness, interest, desire, and then action. So those are the 4 key points. But ultimately, you don't want to complicate your funnel when you're starting out, especially if you're getting traffic and you're sending a lot of traffic, because if you start trying to complicate things, it can really mess things up, because you've got more moving parts that you're trying to optimize. And I mean, even recently I was speaking to a client. They run an e-commerce store. They've got about 1,500 product ranges. And one of the key things in terms of how can I scale my business, Leon, that was the question that came to me. I said, you need to reduce your product range. That's the first thing. And, once we started looking at, what was going on in the business, whilst they were doing 6 figures, it was a 6 figures where the business owner was kind of run ragged. And I said, it's very simple to see. It doesn't take a genius to figure out why this is happening. And I said, you're trying to buy stock. You got, I don't know, something like £60,000 worth of stock on your shelves in your warehouse. You're trying to manage all these different types of products. You're marketing to different people's desires with this huge product range. And it was just causing confusion. And this is the big thing. So when it comes to funnels, guys, what you want to do is work on simplicity. Yeah, because the funnel itself, like, all that is it's a tool. The most powerful part of your funnel, though, is the message. And this is where people, they don't understand that this is the critical piece, because actually the funnel being a tool, look, you can get loads of different types of softwares to run a funnel. You can get click funnels, you can run funnels through WordPress. I think there's Kartra, there's so many different things like Kajabi. Getting the software is easy. Yeah, but what happens is people complicate the whole process. So what I'm sharing with you on the screen is, starting from the left, you have a squeeze page, and the squeeze page is where somebody puts a name and an email. Then you'll have a sales page, and usually the sales page will be where you have either a webinar or a VSL. Yeah, and a VSL is simply just a video sales letter, meaning a very short and condensed webinar. Yeah, usually anything from 10 to 20 minutes. Then you'll have an order page. And if you don't have an order page, you might have a call booking page. If you're a service-based business, you're probably not going to sell services online. And then you'll have a thank you page. And literally, it should be that simple. That's what your funnel should be. Why? Because until you get that funnel to convert, there's no point in putting any extra complication or layers into it, because you need to know what converts on the front end to get people to book in a call with you in the first place. So hopefully that part kind of will help you to take away some of the, I guess, complication of what you need to consider in terms of having a funnel. And for me, starting with simplicity is key. You just got to keep things simple, because as I said to you, it's not about the funnel, it's not about the technology, it's about the message. So it doesn't matter what software you're using. It doesn't matter if you use ClickFunnels, you use Lead Pages, you use Kartra, you use Kajabi, you use WordPress with something like Elementor or whatever you're using. The biggest thing is, can you even tell, what part of your funnel is failing, what part of your funnel is working, where are people dropping off? And that's the key part. And so when you keep things simple, you can understand what's going on in your marketing funnel and focus on the message, which quite clearly the message is going to be the key component, because that's going to be the thing that motivates and moves a person from pain to making a decision. So hopefully that makes sense, guys. Let's jump into the next part. So this is the funnel that I want to share with you now, the one that you see on screen. And this is for everybody watching live, everybody watching on the replay. This is the one that you should pay attention to. And I've already given you clues in terms of keeping things simple. If you want to get started and you really want to get things moving, don't start with a webinar. Yeah. And I'm saying that because perhaps you want to save yourself some time. Yeah. And you may have heard, oh, but I should have a webinar. All the top marketers say have a webinar, this, that, and the other. And the point I want to get to is that a webinar, a really good webinar, with somebody who's experienced in creating webinars, will take that person anything from 7 to 14 days, like 1 to 2 weeks, right? And if you're not experienced and you have no idea about the psychology of your niche, what the true pains are, what their internal and external false beliefs are, and the unique mechanism, i.e. your vehicle, your unique method that you need to put together in order to attract people and move them to a space where they can clearly see that you are unique in the niche, in the marketplace, like that stuff takes time. Yeah. And at best, even if you're creating your first webinar, you created your second one, your third, perhaps even fifth, and you've not really got one webinar previously that has really delivered for you and given you consistent results, just class yourself as an amateur. And I don't mean that offensively, just take it that way so you can move on. So moving on, what I've got on the screen right now is an example of a marketing funnel using a VSL. And a VSL, as I said earlier in this video, is basically a shorter, condensed webinar, meaning that you put something in place that literally lasts anything from 10 to 20 minutes. Yeah. So you're probably understanding what I'm talking about already from the funnel example I gave you earlier, which is simplicity. Yeah. Because if you can, I guess, optimize, update, edit, evolve a 10 to 20 minute VSL video sales letter, which is, as I said, this condensed webinar with a 4-page marketing funnel, that's going to be much simpler than trying to create something that is all singing, all dancing, bells and whistles, upsells, downsells, left, right, autoresponders coming out your ears, and all types of other stuff. This is where business owners fail. This is where even I've been there in the past, where I've created something so intricate, so sophisticated that I didn't even have chance to test the front end to make sure that I was getting people converting and coming through the funnel. I probably spent months creating this masterpiece that I'd never even tested the headline. I'd never tested the ads to even see if people wanted that thing that I'd put so much time and effort into. So this is the part that I'm trying to save you time with, guys. So the idea with the VSL funnel is very simple. You need to find a traffic source, i.e. Facebook ads, Google ads, that type of thing, YouTube ads. And you send that traffic to a squeeze page. Yeah. And that squeeze page is basically the place where people are going to give you a name and email. Yeah. Which are going to look something like this. So you're going to have your headline. You're going to have in your headline either a gain, or you're going to focus on an objection or a pain that they're going through. Yeah. So in this particular headline, you can see on the screen right now, I know it's probably very small, not super small, but you can just see under the second rectangle that I've got there, It's an example of a headline. You can see a big red button. There's a picture of me, which relates to the content. And then there's 3 kind of green bullets, and they're basically benefits. Yeah, and those benefits will appeal to the audience, obviously, that I'm trying to appeal to, so that particular niche. So the next step in the funnel, and what I'll do in a moment, I'll show you the actual squeeze page so you can see it more clearly, and I'll zoom in on it. The next step, if I can get back to my PowerPoint, is then once a person has opted and given you their name and email, they should be able to get to the video. And it should be very simple, guys. Like when you create a VSL, it's not like you're pretending that you're doing something live. It's just literally pre-recorded. It's already something that is scripted, pre-recorded. And the video should play, as I said, 10 to 20 minutes. And then underneath that, after about 5 minutes, you should have already mentioned the offer, and the offer is to get help. And this is the key part that I see people failing on. Rather than telling the person that they're there to get help, what I often see is that people are trying to sell their program first. They're trying to tell people about the program. And the thing is, you're not trying to tell people about the program. What you are in actual fact trying to do, or actually going to do, is tell people about the results that you've gained already with the clients that you served, and the method that was used, i.e. your unique mechanism, your unique method. And then from there, obviously, a person will then book in a call. They'll click on the button that will take them to your calendar booking link. And that's it. After that, they'll get to the thank you page. And that really should complete a very and highly effective sales and marketing funnel. I say sales and marketing funnel. I guess a lot of people know it as sales funnels, but in actual fact, it's actually a marketing funnel, because up until the point that you do the sale, yeah, it's not a sales funnel, it's a marketing funnel. So just a bit of kind of technical, I guess, glossary of phrases with marketing. But the point I want to get to you guys is, whether you've heard of it as a marketing funnel, sales funnel, this is one of the most effective ways to put a funnel in place for your business to attract phone calls. So hopefully that makes sense. What I'm going to do now, guys, just for everybody watching, I'm going to reshare my screen. Let me remove this one. And I'm going to stop sharing screens there, and then I'm going to share another screen with you and just see if I can get this one to load up. Let me see, guys, where are we? So entire screen. Let's see if this one works. So I'm going to allow, and then I'm going to jump to this one. There we are. So hopefully, I'm going to jump quickly. Yeah, hopefully you can see this is an example of one of my opt-in pages. And I'm just going to take you through this very quickly. So at the top, you can see who I'm calling out, business owners. I've got a headline, a new way of how to take a business from struggling to consistent flow of new clients, even in times of recession. There's a clear button there. And when somebody clicks the button, you get a pop-up for somebody to enter their name and email. And you can see on the right, very simple, there are 3 benefits that I share based on a person's internal, external, false belief, and then giving them an idea of a new method. Yeah. So 3 very simple benefits that I use on my opt-in page. So now I can go back and I can stop sharing that page. So hopefully you guys have seen that, especially everybody watching on the replay. And the next steps that I want to get back into now. So let me remove this. I'm going to stop that screen. I'm going to get my PowerPoint back up, and the final step that I want to share with you. So hopefully that has made sense in terms of what you need to have in terms of an effective funnel. And this is a very simple but effective funnel. And don't let anybody tell you any difference. That needs to be, 100 pages deep, 20 pages deep, super complicated, super this, that, the other, all that kind of jazz. No. You just need to know how to get from cold traffic to somebody who wants to opt in. Yeah. Once you've got somebody who wants to opt in, the next thing is the content of your VSL good enough to get them to book a call? Yeah. And if your ad is good enough, you might be able to do that literally because of the ad. But 9 times out of 10, if you can get a person to opt in and somebody who wants to watch your video sales, let's say your VSL, the next step is then to optimize. Can you create a VSL that gets people to book a call with you, right? Because once you get a person to book a call, remember that's somebody booking in to speak to you, not you chasing them. And usually off the back of the content of your VSL, what you've got on your booking form, that is going to help you to qualify the kind of person you want to speak to. So hopefully that's making sense. Is that making sense, guys? If you're watching this, give me a yes. Even if you're listening to this on the podcast, guys, because I know this goes out on the podcast as a replay. Is that making sense? Just drop me a comment right now wherever you're listening to this. So anyway, so that's the funnel. But you're probably thinking, well, if it's so simple, Leon, and you said to focus on the VSL, and that the most important thing, Leon, is the messaging, you're probably thinking, and I'm assuming you are thinking this right now for those of you watching, well, what goes into the VSL? Great question, guys. I knew you guys are really clever. So let me share this with you. So the VSL, I'm going to give you 5 parts of how you can break down and create a VSL. Very simple. The first step in your VSL is to have an intro or a hook. It's got to be the thing that, just really captures people, and really it should be an extension of what you have as the headline on your squeeze page. Yeah. So the page that the person lands on from your ad, and when they read that headline at the top, really your hook should expand on that, and it should be part of that. You should show results like pretty much immediately, and you should just cut to the chase. You don't have to give your life story, bore people to death about, your hard luck story, where you came from, and, the light bulb moment or the breakthrough moments that took you to, success. Go straight to results, because a VSL is all about that. It's quick, it's snappy, it's bang. And then mention length. And the whole point of mentioning length of the VSL is because most people these days, it's going to be difficult to get them to sit and watch a 45 to 90-minute video if they've never heard of you before, especially if it's cold traffic. And so, if it's 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, just tell them, like, in this video, in the next 19, 18 minutes, I'm going to share with you, bam, bam, bam. And you're going to make a promise about an explosive bonus as a result of them watching to the end. Yeah. And this is also another great tip for you to use in terms of capturing and maintaining attention. And so this is why this funnel becomes very effective, because within 10 to 20 minutes you're gonna make a great or you're gonna give them a great hook. It's gonna capture their attention, usually based on a gain that they can have, or focusing on an objection towards a problem they're experiencing. You've already mentioned the length, so they can calculate in their head, oh, actually I can watch this for like 10 to 15 minutes, right? And you're going to promise an explosive bonus. This bonus should just tip the balance of like, shit, I really need to stay on this VSL and watch it because I want the bonus, never mind what the person's talking about, and then show others getting results. So it's like you show a result, but now you're showing others getting a result. Yeah. And this is why this becomes so effective, because you're giving the person, the viewer, a preponderance of proof. So even the worst skeptic, theoretically or hypothetically, could be watching your VSL and thinking, wow, like those results are pretty awesome. That's the kind of feeling you want to give to, as I said, your worst skeptic. Right. So what's step 2 to go into your VSL? Show potential of the solution and get it working. So what you're doing here is you've got to show the potential of the solution. And when I said the solution, usually it's your method of working. And this is where people get mixed up. You see, what will happen is people will show their course, their coaching program, or the service that they have, or their product, right? It's not about that. It's more about how it works. It's not like, here's what's included in the program, here's all the modules. No. It's like, literally talk me through, well, how does it work? If somebody was buying, let's say, a new car, when you go to the car showroom, they're not going to show you like literally how the engine works and bore you to death with how the petrol and all the other things go through. If it's a Tesla, they're not going to explain circuitry and electronics. What they're going to do is show you how to freaking start the machine and why it's different and why it does what it does. That's what you want to do. You want to focus on the method, the process. Step 3 is you then have to show how, or people, show the person who's watching how they're going to miss out. And you've got to show them that you can't do this without this method. And so it's almost like you're taking it away. So you've got to show the keys. Do not give the keys away completely, like, well, here's exactly how it works and here's the intricate details. What you've got to do is show that without this step, what I've explained of my method, this is why you're going to fail. And here's the other thing. And so what you're doing is kind of taking it away, but you show results and back it up with results. So you're showing your students and testimonials. And the whole point of this is, again, it's proof, because going from cold and you know, unless you've been successful in advertising with paid ads, you're really going to miss this step, and it's going to cost you both time, months, and cash. Yeah. What you got to understand is the psychology of that person watching. You know, it's about proof, 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 proof beyond proof, so that that person just thinks, wow. Yeah. And even a skeptic will think, perhaps I should just watch a bit longer. And if you get a person to say that to themselves, you're onto a winner. You're onto getting that person becoming not just a lead, but a prospect. Right. So what's the next step? Step 4. So that you've got to basically wrap up the potential and the benefits if these keys, if these steps are applied, while explaining the upfront loss and challenge. So you're kind of, now you're going back to, well, I've just showed you all the proof, but I'm going to show you the benefits if you apply this, but I'm also going to explain the losses if you don't take action. Yeah. And that's what a successful VSL should do. It's now bringing back the pain of inaction, because the thing is, when you've got somebody online and you've gone from cold traffic to, oh, now I'm paying attention to you, you've got to get them to the point where, look, it's got to be uneasy for them not to act. Yeah, it's got to make them feel like, I really should do this. Because, you know, there's a lot of business owners, and if you're watching this right now, there's business owners out there who probably watched some great stuff but never acted. And so you have to show them the upfront loss and the challenge they'll face without taking action with whatever you've got in your VSL. And then the final step, very simple, guys, you got to close. The close is how you get them to book a call. There's 2 different types of closes I use. And, you know, getting the close right is important. So hopefully, guys, those 5 steps, they've given you an insight into how to create an effective funnel and really what it takes to gain more customers online. And I see so many business owners who they have no clue when it comes to creating a marketing funnel. And, you know, if this is you, where you found it a challenge, it's not quite worked for you in the past, it's probably because some of the things that I've shared with you today. Simplify your funnel into the 4 steps that I've just shared with you. And, you know, if you've only just jumped on, remember, just go back to the beginning of this video and watch it right the way through. There's some real great golden nuggets I'm sharing with you. And it's very simple. I'm just taking away the clutter of what perhaps experts are telling you, which is it's so unnecessary. You know, and if you're thinking of having a webinar, you know, start with a VSL. You'll save yourself a lot of time, hassle, wasted money, heartache, and I guess the biggest one is just time and frustration. So if you do want help, guys, it's very simple. You can book in a time to have a chat with me, and, you know, I can talk to you more about the strategies that I can help you to use in your business. Very simple. Just go to www.leonstreet.com/121, as in the numbers 1, 2, and 1. So do that, book in a day and a time, and we'll have a chat. And let me just put it to you like this, guys. Once you've filled in that time, you'll fill in a few extra questions as well. So I qualify you, so I understand that you're a real, you know, business owner, or you've got something where you've helped some clients, or perhaps a few testimonials. You know, it's not going to be me trying to sell you something. I'm going to genuinely find out more about your business, because it's important for me to know that actually, yes, I can help you with the programs and with the services that I have in my business. And if I can help you to go to the next level, then I will do that, and I will help you step things up during this lockdown so you can go to that next level. So, guys, finally, if you do have any questions, or I've triggered, I guess, some thoughts, some ideas, and there's things you do want to ask, drop them into a comment below this video. If you're watching on Facebook, if you're watching on YouTube, do the same thing. Drop them in the comment. I do check out all my comments, and I do answer them. So finally, guys, just wrapping up now. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate you each and every Wednesday. We do this. It's marketing. I take you to that next level. And remember, if you are on YouTube and subscribed already, just go over there. Just go to www.leonstreet.com/YouTube. It will just simply redirect you to my YouTube channel, where you can subscribe, and you'll be notified of all the latest videos by clicking on the notification bell. And on that note, guys, you know, I just want to finish up. We're about to step into this lockdown. But lockdown doesn't mean that your business has to lock down. Your business doesn't have to stall. Your business doesn't have to stop. You know, your business can continue. It's simply down to you to think of new ways and new models to make that happen. And if you don't know how to make that happen, you can't think of these new ways, new strategies, then reach out to me, and I'll even share those models and strategies with you for free. You know, and that's a guarantee. I've got no reason to hold those things back, because more than ever right now, business owners and people like you watching need help. And that's what I'm here for above all. It's to make sure everybody can put food on the table, they can take care of their immediate bills and keep things moving forward. And especially if you're not getting any handouts or support by your government, which at the end of the day, they're serving the masses and business owners. It's a difficult time out there, but it doesn't have to be. Not everybody is facing difficulties. So if you need help, remember, reach out. But other than that, guys, thank you for watching. I really do enjoy doing these trainings every week. And remember, I'll be back next Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. UK time. But jump onto my live calls on a Sunday morning where I host my Good Morning Business Owner Show, 8:30 a.m. Sunday mornings, every Sunday morning. So just jump on. Make sure you watch either here on Facebook or onto YouTube. And I look forward to seeing you again. Take care. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.